America first sounds more like Israel first. President Donald Trump proposing the United States military seize Gaza and force the millions of Palestinians living there into exile. Is he really serious about this brazen war plan for ethnic cleansing? Welcome to the No Spin Zone. Graf's Grievances starts right now. An outlandish opening bid in a new round of negotiation over Gaza's future? Or a declaration of war against the Palestinian people? With Donald Trump, it's hard to tell. Following a meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House Tuesday, President Trump shocked the world by announcing that the United States will seize control of Gaza and permanently displace the 2 million Palestinians living there. The brazen proposal coming after more than 15 months of war between Israel and Hamas that has leveled the Palestinian territory and created a colossal humanitarian crisis. With nearly all hospitals destroyed, millions facing famine-like conditions, and little access to clean water. So, if Trump is to be believed, he wants the United States to illegally seize that land, force all of the Palestinian people out, and rebuild Gaza into a mecca for jobs and tourism.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site. Level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development. And I don't want to be cute, I don't want to be a wise guy, but the Riviera of the Middle East, this could be something that could be so bad, this could be so magnificent. But more importantly than that is the people that have been absolutely destroyed that live there now can live in peace in a much better situation because they're living in hell.
Would Palestinians have the right to return to Gaza if they left while the rebuilding was happening?
It would be my hope that we could do something really nice, really good, where they wouldn't want to return. Why would they want to return? I hope that we could do something where they wouldn't want to go back. Who would want to go back? They've experienced nothing but death and destruction.
And while that plan might sound great to a Manhattan real estate developer turned president who aspires to be king, the last thing most Americans want is to get involved in another endless war in the Middle East.
Our brave troops have now been fighting in the Middle East for almost 19 years. In Afghanistan and Iraq, nearly 7,000 American heroes have given their lives. More than 52,000 Americans have been badly wounded. We have spent more than $7 trillion in fighting wars in the Middle East. As a candidate for president, I loudly pledged a new approach. Great nations do not fight endless wars.
That was Trump back in 2019 and getting rare bipartisan applause for calling for an end to endless wars, especially in the Middle East. Of course, it was not Trump, but former President Joe Biden who actually had the courage to conclude America's longest war ever when he pulled U.S. troops from Afghanistan in 2021. But that aside, Trump seemed to understand that it is a gigantic waste for America to spend massive blood and treasure invading foreign countries that pose little to no threat to us in an attempt to remake them in our image.
This is the central issue. We need peace without delay. In addition, there must also be a complete commitment to dismantling the entire globalist neocon establishment that is perpetually dragging us into endless wars, pretending to fight for freedom and democracy abroad, while they turn us into a third world country. We have to put America first. We are never going back to a party that wants to give unlimited money to fight foreign wars that are endless wars, that are stupid wars. They said, he will start a war. I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop war.
Yet, surprise, surprise, Trump is now promising to do what he has been railing against rather consistently his entire public life. So what are we to make of this about face? It seems that Trump does not realize that the Palestinians are not going to just give up their land to the United States. For God's sake, they have been fighting to hold on to the Gaza Strip for decades in the face of brutal attacks, some warranted, some not, from the far more powerful Israel. And in addition to that, Trump's proposal would unquestionably be a severe violation of international law, which says it is not only a war crime, but a crime against humanity to force the deportation or transfer of a civilian population. Of course, as Trump has revealed throughout his public life, he views laws as just suggestions. And unfortunately, that is also true of Israeli Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu, whose far-right governing coalition has long dreamed of the ethnic cleansing of the Palestinians who live next to them, instead of prioritizing the return of the more than 250 Israelis taken hostage by Hamas on October 7th, 2023, Netanyahu has singularly focused on using Israel's military to make Gaza so unlivable that the Palestinians who call Gaza home would be forced to leave their land forever. And this is why Netanyahu was all smiles at the White House when Trump not only said he agreed with Netanyahu that all Palestinians must be forced out of Gaza, but Trump volunteered to use the U.S. military to do Netanyahu's criminal dirty work for him.
President Trump is taking it to a much higher level. He sees a different future for that piece of land that has been the focus of so much terrorism, so many attacks against us, so many trials and so many tribulations. He has a different idea. And I think it's worth paying attention to this. We're talking about it. He's exploring it with his people, with his staff. I think it's something that could change history. And it's worthwhile really pursuing this avenue.
However, despite that endorsement from Netanyahu, the other power players in the Middle East, at least so far, are less than thrilled by Trump's plan. Saudi Arabia issuing a statement reaffirming its rejection of any infringement on the legitimate rights of the Palestinian people, including the annexation of Palestinian lands or any attempts to displace the Palestinian people from their land. In addition, the two countries where Trump says Palestinians from Gaza should be forced to move to, Egypt and Jordan, outright rejecting that idea. Although, we should note, Egypt and Jordan are among the top recipients of American military aid worldwide, and Trump has threatened to previously pull that support over Gaza. So while I don't believe that Trump, Mr. America First, will actually send U.S. military troops into Gaza, doesn't seem like that would be popular, his posturing is undoubtedly bad news for the Palestinian people, the vast majority of whom, I firmly believe, simply want to live in peace and have the chance to prosper. However, by Trump not only endorsing, but actively championing Netanyahu's worst impulses, it's hard to see anything other than more tragedy ahead for everyone living in Israel and Gaza. Thank you for watching Graf's Grievances. I'd love to hear what you think. Please like, subscribe, share, and join me tomorrow for more.